Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Well, last time, we made our way here, to the Blighter Village, which as it turns out is filled with, yes, surprisingly chill goblins, and secrets. To be specific, yes, the very first building I searched contained a secret corpse basement, where after some chicanery, I was able to get hold of the Necromancy of Thay, a book that appears to be screaming, and also wants to be, like, fed in some capacity before it's going to open, so... Okay, I'm sure nothing will go wrong whatsoever if we eventually do find a way to open that. And on top of that, just as excitingly, we scavenged, yes, the, poo scraper from the same dungeon. Admittedly, I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of this thing is. Not just this thing, by the way, like, all daggers, because 1d4 plus 3 piercing. Yeah, as far as I can tell, daggers are just basically short swords, but worse. They do less of the same type of damage and give you less abilities. So yes, I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of a dagger is, even putting aside the whole poo scraping thing. And on top of that, yes, we were able to scavenge the Oak Father's Embrace from the Owlbear Cave. Though to be honest, yes, no one in this party really wants to wear such a thing. Astarion can't do medium armor, me and Will are more about clothing, and Laser wants something heavier, so keep that one on a hand. Potentially, yeah, someone else in the team might be able to make better use of that. Right, in which case, let's just keep on keeping on and explore the rest of this village, because yes, if every other building is as exciting as that first one, we have got a lot more looting we could get on with, though. Speaking of which, right... chest just floating around right in the middle of town. So, Astarion, it's moments like this that make me very happy you're with the team right now, especially with your magnificent new hats. Bit of a tricky one, but honestly with Astarion that barely even matters. Like, the lad could basically just crack open any lock, it's fine. So okay, crack that open, back over to, yes, Arya here, and... okay, money, trap disarm tools, potion of a glorious vaulting, triple jump distance. I wonder if I can stack that with my jump spell. Let's get up to 9 times jump distance, because, okay, something to look into down the line, absolutely. But more importantly, yes, like a magical item, so... Haste Helm. Smooth start at the start of combat, the wearer gains 3 momentum. That is... right, movement speed, which basically means actually, yeah, distance you can cover in your turn's movement. So, 1.5 isn't bad. I think the default's like a 10 or something, isn't it? Oh no, only 9. So, right, 1.5 is pretty significant. And I feel like the right person for that has got to be Lae'zel. Because Lae'zel, you know, doesn't really have, well, she does have ranged options, but they're nowhere near as good as just whacking people with her whacking stick. So, yeah, allowing you to get into combat faster or more easily at the start of each fight. Not a bad call. Okay, we're off to a good start here. So right, keep on keeping on, and that looks to me like, yeah, presumably the blacksmith. So okay, there'll be one place to maybe scavenge some good weapons. It will be around the older village forge or whatnot. Although, speaking of which, hang about. There's a red on the minimap here. Kind of thought everyone was chill, but maybe not quite everybody. Is it you that's potentially a problem? A level 3 bugbear, currently asleep. So, yeah, brute, savage attacker, tenacity. So yeah, not a bad fighter, but not brilliant either. One assumes, given, yeah, what sounds a lot like booze on the table behind him, you've just got very drunk, haven't you? And yeah, I don't even have the option to speak to this guy. It's either shoot him or don't do anything at all, so, okay. Honestly, we should probably just, yeah, put the entire team into sneak mode and work around him. And okay, bit of a lack of, yeah, forge stuff in here. However... there is an old journal hidden round the back here inside some cobwebs, so, pupil surpasses the teacher. My master weapons are almost complete. There's just one component left. Samson says the designs are a failure. What does he know? He can barely see past his own belly. I stashed the prototypes and blueprints for now, but just you wait, Samson. Your legend is fading, and a new one will rise in its place. So, one assumes this is like, an apprentice or something at the blacksmith, who was under the impression that, yes, he created some sort of a brand new super weapon. Problem is, despite the mention of stashing, not a hint as to where they might have been stashed. Okay, just... oh. Okay. Calcified web, you say? Just out of interest, can a web be set on fire? And yes, it can. So, right, we can get down below by just hopping through if we want or need to. Yeah, I'm most interested in... no, not Lae'zel. I want to, loot that barrel behind her. Oh, and here's a good start. There's an old key right here. No clues on the key itself as to, yes, or where it might be used, but given it's in the same structure as we found that note, this might be connected to, say, a chest containing those weapons. Beyond that, nothing. So, yeah. Sneak out the back here. Looks like potentially there might be... yeah, another way to get in and out of the village. So if it gets dicey at any point, though, right, there's actually more to this village than I thought. There's more structures over there. And, oh, well, this looks like, partially buried. Just a money, dear flipping dear.
Weapon designs. The work of a malar. A smith, as the locals say.
The inking is rough. A work in progress, surely.
Okay. Well, the game just drew attention to, yeah, these blueprints are these connected to what we just saw inside. So, okay. Grab at you guys. No, they can't even be read. They've been exposed to the elements, so basically, yeah, illegible. Okay, everybody just sneak around the drunk bugbear and, well, you're standing way too close. Okay, all we want to do is, yeah, get in, steal this guy's booze, and get out again. No reason to cause trouble with this guy at all. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So, yeah, just help ourselves to here's a booze, and... bit of an odd way to gather the booze. Maybe not the rotten chicken eggs, though. That's fine. So, okay. Got some shabby wooden doors here. This faces northwards. So, yeah, potentially if we go further in this direction, that'll get us round to Karlach, which is why we brought Will here. But, yeah, before we go that way, I feel like the game's been sort of leading me towards this structure here. There were, like, the things here related to weapons, so this might be connected to, yes, that whole master weapony McGibble.
As you approach, a guttural scream and a succession of quick bangs rattle the door. Then, a low moan. Someone, or something, is having a bit of fun.
Okay, so basically prepare the hedgehogs, and, I feel like I'm just going to slightly... you know what? No, it's going to be funnier just to open the door.
Let's leave them alone. I don't want to be invited to the wedding.
And, well, I'm sorry, but we're doing this, okay? Oh, this is going to end badly. But you know what? Amusing bad ideas are sometimes the best type of ideas.
What the hell are you doing?
Okay, so, I definitely have just interrupted something. Everyone looks very annoyed and... right. As a bard, I could say, do carry on. There's a bookshop in Baldur's Gate that'd pay well for this kind of smut, and do not attack them. That's fine, and... like everyone's expression right now, like, Will is horrified, I'm even more horrified. Astarion looks delighted. So, okay, I'm just going to say... carry on. I just wanted to loot the room in case there are, like, important masterwork weapons hidden in here. I love Astarion looking so delighted in the background. That's marvellous. So, okay, we do need to roll for that, and I'm going to activate Tides of Chaos. I want to pass this one. I want to see where this is cocky going. So, yes, toss in everything. Bonus of 4 to 7 with advantage. Here we go, and... with the bonuses, yeah, that should be absolutely a-okay. So, Where the cock is this going, precisely?
Tell of my ratting, my virility.
Don't want this puny rutting written down.
Puny? I am strong. I am virile. I am
Enough! Oh, a moment ruined. Passion squished like slow goats underfoot. Oh, we leave.
Okay, they're just wandering off. That's fine. Sorry about this. I was just coming in to, like, loot the place, etc., etc. Oh, and blimey. There's a, mangled corpse here. Pretty much precisely where they were, so... Did you guys squish someone while you were doing it? It's possible you did. Fascinating. And alright, according to a book on the side here... Yeah, there might be more interesting things out in the world that we haven't met yet. An Aarakocra. It's the head of a parrot and the body of a human, but the wings are also of a parrot. Yes, there was also a tabaxi, catfolk, a genasi, element folk, and a turtle, turtle folk. So okay, possibly yes, there are all sorts of exciting things out in the world. And oh dear, aside from, yes, some camp supplies, a few little gems and whatnot, there was nothing in here of significance to our mission, so... I feel kind of bad about interrupting those guys now. And yeah, around the back of that structure, more ways in theory, with a good enough jump, you might be able to make it into town, so yeah. If anything gets dicey at any point, we might well be able to, yeah, get in and out of town, without having to go through the main gates, which are definitely being watched. So, okay. Keep on keeping on. I think, yes, we're now kind of at the outskirts of the village. This is kind of, yeah, a barn just outside it. So, yeah. Loot the campsite, though. Actually, you know what? While I'm up here... Yeah, from this location, well, one, I could see... it's a lot of blood. Like a huge amount of blood. Cross the bridge there. That's kind of down, but I can probably jump that. And if I can't, yeah, I can clamber up there. Yeah, that gets me to something over in that direction. Yeah, that'll be in the direction of Karlach. So one assumes, yeah, all this blood is connected to, yeah, the demon Will is after. Fascinating, in fact. Oh, blimey. That's not just a blood, that's giblets. These people were literally torn to shreds. Gotcha. So yeah, we now know the way to get over to the north, letting us loop around to Karlach and whatnot. But don't worry about that for now. I think we've, yeah, looted the supplies from here. So okay, back into town proper though, John. Yeah, just... do a little bit more sneaking and whatnot. That's a bugbear. We do not want to wake up, though. No, we can't even pickpocket it. It's just sort of asleep and grumpy for some reason. So yeah, back into town.
Nobody's listening.
Oh dear.
Round and round and round.
Over in town, there's, yes, potentially more trouble. Goblins appear to be mocking it. Oh, hang on. I feel like something dubious is going on up here by the windmill. Oh, hang on. Yep, someone just yelled about stop this thing. I think they've tied someone to the windmill. So, okay, guys. As a true soul, I command you to let them down. And, oh dear, there's a lot of them if they decide they don't feel like doing that.
Look what we got here. Another little birdie wanting to fly. Stop this thing! Flap those wings some more, and I'll feed you a worm. And you. Hope you got a stomach for heights.
Okay, just FYI, I'm a flipping true soul, okay? You work for me, so... okay, let's see if maybe we can talk this situation down with a bit of, like, intimidation or whatnot.
What's it bloody look like? We're teaching this here pipsqueak to fly.
And okay, let me rephrase. Why are you doing that?
'Cause it makes me laugh.
So okay, I won't interfere. It does look funny. Mind if I stay and watch, or... Okay, let's see if I can give him an order as a true soul.
You want this little cave lurking what's it? Find your own. He's ours!
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Right. Illithid stuff is powerful, but it's once per presumably long rest, because I've definitely short rested since the first time we entered the village, and you know what? Intimidation. I am good at intimidation, so yeah, just toss in everything. 15's a little bit difficult, but we've still got a decent chance here, and yeah. The 13 will be a-okay. So right, you just naff off and let the gnome go.
The goblin's nostrils flare, as if trying to judge you through smell alone.
We're leaving.
What about the gnome? Ain't we supposed to bring him to...
I said we're leaving. There's plenty of sport and rich pickings out there for us. Move it.
Alright, so that gets us some XP, and also because I, like, you know, manipulated the situation to my advantage, yeah, charlatan inspiration too. So you don't have to fight them, and if we had to do so, yeah, getting up on the high ground would have been the right way to approach this. The problem is, though they've gone without a fight, they didn't, like, you know, let the gnome down, so... Right, let's just get up inside this here windmill and see what we can figure out. And yeah, thinking about it, despite what I just said, even if I had access to that whole, you know, illithid business, I probably shouldn't do it if I can avoid it, because... no sexy. Broken down statue. That looks very similar to, yeah, the statue of Selune that we saw in the cave, so possibly the goblins broke it, I'm not sure. Oh, and hello, sexy. Further to the west of us, right, we've got a good view of something very big indeed. Based on what we've seen previously on the map, yeah, search for housing in the goblin camp, so, right. They're based here, possibly in a camp over in this direction, and then also proper temple ruins over here. Okay, that's going to be something big and difficult to deal with, but bare minimum, yeah, we're starting to figure out what's going on here, and hello, sexy. There's a wooden hatch. So okay, we're now in the basement under the windmill. Have a bit of a loosey-roundy. Shattered wine barrel, heavy backpack, and that's a good sign. Yeah, loot all the things, including smoke powder satchel. So okay, that's pretty bloody powerful actually. So yeah, sets it on fire, it makes a very bloody big kaboom, and automatically critically hits objects and the environment. So yeah, so what we need to do, like, destroy the inner workings of the windmill. Possibly. So yeah, help myself to a nice baguette and apples and whatnot. The charge, however, can come with me. Oh, and hello, sexy. The chest has got some good stuff too, so... right. The Speedy Light feat. This seems promising. When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action during combat, they gain lightning charges. Lightning courses through you. You have a +1 to attack rolls and also deal +1 lightning damage. If you gain 5 charges, they consume the next time you deal damage, you deal an additional 1 to 8 damage. Okay, together with, yeah, athletics, though this is a medium armor. Okay, that's interesting. Plus on top of that, yeah, there is an arrow of ice here, so give that to Astarion. And yeah, these are medium armor. So once again, medium armor for me is a bit weird. No one really wants medium armor because, Astarion, you're not good with medium armor, are you? No, he's not. And the reason I went to Astarion is because, yeah, as a rogue, he can use his bonus action to dash. So, yeah, he could do that just to get the +1, and then just go back to, you know, attacking as normal. But unfortunately, yes. Well, actually, hang on. What are the rules for, yeah, using medium armor, even if you're not proficient in it? Yeah, the problem is the game is a bit vague on what it means to not be proficient in an enchanted item. But one assumes it means, yeah, they just don't work, so... let's give those to Lae'zel for now, because on occasion, she might dash. Though, when you say dash or take a similar action... how similar? Like, is jumping similar? I don't know. Okay, pop back outside, and yeah, stay focused on the fact that I now have a bomb. So if I need to, like, you know, destroy, say, this right here, I can probably do that. And actually, you know what, guys? I'm going to go off on my own right now, because if we all try and climb ladders, we're going to get in each other's way. So, you guys stay down here. I'm going to come upstairs and see what we can, like, figure out. So, okay, maybe don't, like, you know, light things on fire inside the very precarious windmill. But beyond that, yeah, no way to get up any further, so... I'm going to work under the assumption I'm, like, onto the right sort of thing here. Just lay the explosives down next to this material here and... never mind, John! There's also levers. Before you explode the windmill, how about you check for, like, controls? So hang on. Release brake, or alternatively, brake. Yes, brake seems good. So pull that. The problem is, we're seeing, like, the right position when that happened. And
Untie me!
you know what? That was a very good luck, because I did not know what position he was in when that occurred. Right, I am really, really sorry it took me a while, and also I was talking about blowing up the windmill for a bit. So, yes, let's just get him down if we can.
Cut me loose!
And okay, Mr. Barcus Root, what's in it for me precisely?
Free me and find out!
Okay, you know what? Given the option to use free him or leave him, I'm gonna do it.
Ugh. Bagakabara. Those pustulant thugs! Well, get on with it.
Get on with, like, what? I was planning to, like, shake you down for money, actually.
You saved me, now you'll extort me. That's how this works, yes?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, yes, that's fair. Though, first I would like to know how you got caught, and if you can tell me anything about, yes, the goblin camp nearby.
My own fault, really. I should have dropped my pack and outrun those bastards. Alas. Take my pack, if you can find it. The only reason those goblins caught me was its weight. I'll travel lightly from now on.
And right, I saw that pack already, and apparently, yes, this isn't a normal environment you'd find a deep gnome in. I mean, yes, John, because they're called deep gnomes. Presumably they live underground.
Ignorance is alive and well, it seems. Deep gnomes aren't restricted to the Underdark, you know. I've lived in Baldur's Gate for years. I'm in search of a friend. I fear he's in trouble. See this? I gave it to him years ago before I left home. I found it around the neck of a thug in the lower city. It was speckled with blood. My friend, nowhere to be found. But I still have hope. I have reason to believe he's in the Underdark. Hopefully, I'll pick up his trail from there. I always help my friends. On that note, I bid thee farewell. If we should meet again, well, we will have met again.
Okay, before you go, what's an Underdark and... Alright, apparently Will is a folk hero, so yes, if you do, like, heroic stuff, he's actually happy and gains inspiration, though, I did kind of, like, shake him down a bit, that's true. But Will apparently does not care about that, like, as long as he gets rescued, then the job is done as far as Will's concerned, so, okay. That's taken care of. We've also got... hang about. Why is there a ladder going up here? just to let you get up on this rooftop in case you want to, yeah, have, like, you know, a high ground advantage. So, right. Back down we go. I think, actually, yeah, the village isn't, that big. Though now we're mentioning the Underdark and whatnot. I'm suddenly suspicious of this here well.
Apart from an overgrowth of moss, the well looks unremarkable.
Okay. Do a bit of investigation. I'm good at investigation. So yeah, just give me some guidance and whatnot. A roll for that. Okay. We're A-okay, but yes. Given the Underdark was just mentioned by someone in this town, I'm suddenly suspicious of anything that goes down into the ground.
Dry stones line the wall. At the bottom, something gleams in the dappled light.
Okay. Climb down the bucket rope. Or throw a coin in. I'm going to try climbing down, though if we get an option to, I'd rather send a star in. I feel like, yes, climbing, dexterity, etc., etc. That's more his cup of tea, so...
Better be careful. Those webs carry vibrations.
Wait, what? There's... Okay, when you say webs and vibrations and whatnot... So this would be the Underdark then. Because yes, all of a sudden, whispering depths are being mentioned, so... I just wanted this skeleton, to be perfectly honest, and it's just a cocking short sword as well, so... Well, that's no bloody good. Can I at least... Okay, I can get back up again, if I need to, and... Right. There's, spiders and whatnot around here. And a shield, actually. You know what? I wouldn't mind an extra shield right now. Because I did see just a second ago, yes, well, you've got shield proficiency as, like, a human. So, yeah, you may as well have an extra 2 AC, because that doesn't interfere with your mage armor. And, uh-oh. I just interacted with something and...
Something didn't like that.
Okay. Something didn't like that. What the cock have I just fallen down into? And... Wait. Chittering. I don't like this. I don't like this in the slightest, so okay. There's a cocoon here. If I attack that, then... That is... Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. There's definitely... What's down here, just out of interest? An ettercap. And potentially I could have snuck up on it. Had I not... Oh dear, then there's... That's a phase spider. Okay, hang on. What have I just walked into? So, right. You, sir, are infested, crawling with tiny spiders that deal piercing damage and poison damage each turn. So yeah, presumably that affects you. You're like a creature that's been, like, taken over or something. If you get hit with a melee attack, though, the curse spreads to that person. So, okay. Fire or acid. We need to, yes, burn off this infestation. However, the infestation doesn't harm ettercaps or spiders. So, right, you're immune to it. You're just going to run up to us to, yeah, hit us. And once again, decent AC, wisdom's okay too. So, yeah, you're going to be difficult to hit. Charisma or intelligence targeting spells might be the right option. But yeah, bit of fire would be a good starting point. And that's where you can't infect me. So yeah, he's well ahead of everybody else. Behind you, though, phase spiders. Nothing too dramatic here. Level 3, 31 hit points, AC 14. Yes, resistant to poison. That's fine. I don't really rely on poison anyway. So, okay. Bare minimum, yeah. They kind of, like, spread out a little bit here. So, okay, Astarion. Could you maybe, yeah, get yourself hidden? You want 100% could. So, right. Use your bonus action to hide for the time being. There we go. And if you can, get a sneak attack on this guy. Path is unfortunately interrupted for now. Okay. If you move, like, a little bit closer, you might be able to, yeah, pass a sneak check if we're lucky. Oh, except hang on, I can't because of a disadvantage. Right, officially I've got a disadvantage from equipment. Despite the fact that, yes, I am a happy weapon enchantment, a feller of monsters, etc., etc. So, why is my equipment giving me disadvantage? I'm actually not 100% sure, but okay. That's fine, and what we can do is, yes, a regular shot. So 75%, and, yeah, the hunting short bow causing this guy to be wounded so he's slower is good. I need to slow him down anyway, so there we go. You are now hamstrung, so you can't get over to me anywhere near as easily, which is a positive as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, you may as well fall back a bit. No reason to expose yourself. So, right, there's one guy so far away we need to, like, you know, cut over to him. Fascinating. And he's just going to be dashing in this direction, presumably as all the spiders are. So, okay, we just need to take out the first guy before... Uh-oh. Wait, what did he just do? I think he just phased, didn't he? Yes, yes he did. Phase spiders can phase. Gotcha. You're doing the same, aren't you? Right, they're teleporting up to here. And also, I've just been webbed. Right, okay, we're learning a lot about spiders all of a sudden. Okay, difficult terrain basically just means that, yeah, my movement is halved. However, it's flammable, so I could burn it away, but I'm also, like, standing on it right now, so that might be a bad thing. And why do I not have an action at the moment? Was I taken partly by surprise or something? Possibly I was. Right, I've decided we're going to, yes, inspire flipping Lae'zel at the moment. Lae'zel could do with some inspiration. That's fine. The spider web itself, however, has, yeah, only 6 hit points. And it is weak to fire or acid. So, right.
No holding back.
Have you got the ability to cast fire upwards? No. No, you don't. What I'm going to do is, yeah, get Will to jump forward to bypass the difficult terrain. And I'm hoping that means, yeah, he can then get near enough by to this thing to toss burning hands at it. Yeah, we can toss burning hands at you. So if we're lucky, that'll burn off, yeah, the negative effect. So there you go. You're not infested. You've taken some damage, but not much. Problem is, yeah, I don't have, like, a nice, easy firebolt I can toss up at that web, do I? No. No, I don't. But I definitely feel like jumping out of the web has got to be the right call. Let's get Lae'zel forward. Now, as a result, she doesn't have a bonus action, so we can't use her ridiculously powerful feint attack thing. But what we can do is, yeah, try and trip this thing so we can't do anything this turn. So, right, just try and knock you over, and, right. He's taking good damage, but he hasn't actually been knocked prone. Fair enough, I will take that, though. You know what? I'm going to straight up action surge. I am fine with that. So, do your action surge, and try again. Alright, just get in there, and this time he's dead. Okay, I feel like, yes, taking down one of them is a good call. Then you should be, yeah, separated away from Will in case these spiders have got, like, a splash attack. So, get over here. And, yeah, you can end your turn. Arya can still technically move, but now can't really do anything. So, yeah, just get into a position where, bare minimum, you're out of the web, ready for next turn. And your turn there. And, yeah, you're done as well. Now time to see what those spiders on the high ground are going to do to me, because I suspect it's going to be really cocking bad, though. Never mind, apparently it's, yes, flipping Astarian's go. Oh, and hang on, did I leave Astarian wearing the wrong boots or something? Oh, he 100% is wearing, yes, the wrong boots, because, oh, he put on cocking Lae'zel's boots, didn't he? Right, I accidentally gave Astarian medium armor without really meaning to. Can you please put on your... Well, now he doesn't have an action. Okay, that's not ideal, Astarian. Right, bare minimum, put a Hunter's Mark on that guy, so at least next turn you can start doing some good work. I feel like I'm about to be hurt. So bare minimum, you're stuck way at the back. Trying to figure out what these spiders are about to do. So, right. Venomous Discharge. 8 damage is not terrible. To be honest, in fact, you know what? I'm pretty happy with that, all things considered. They've got plenty of health, and they're up on the high ground, so they're going to be accurate. But yeah, it's not that bad, really. Right, now. If I am up here, yeah, double damage to this thing. So I feel like I should burn this down straight away. Because if I get a 3, that doubles to 6, and then it burns away completely. So, cross your fingers, and there we go. And you fall and take some damage. Good. So yeah, that's a decent starting point right there. My bonus action could be used for 10 million bloody items, actually. But go on, let's toss a healing word over at Astarion. So, right, he is now healed up and as he should be. Right, team. How good are we at hitting this guy? And why have you got advantage, my friends? It's not the Hunter's Mark, because, yeah, that is a bonus damage and only to the spellcaster. And it's not to all of Will's attacks, because, yes, his lovely, sexy Eldritch Blast doesn't have it. I'm genuinely not sure why you've got advantage, but I'm not going to turn it down. In you go, and 6 damage was a tiny bit underwhelming under the circumstance as well. Still, he does have a flourish, so might be able to knock this thing off balance. So, keep it going, and gosh darn it, yes, he took the damage, but he didn't actually get knocked off balance, which would have been useful for, yes, Lae'zel here, who could just go in right now, yeah, go in for the ridiculous mega fainting attack. Uses everything, but anything up to 19 damage. Probably not going to get the kill, though. You're infested and nearby. Oh, I'm going to regret ignoring you in a second, I think. Okay. What's the best option here? If we can't get to the kill, go for, yeah, go for a lacerate. 60%, that's still okay. Bleeding in 10, excellent. And you could go for a pommel strike. Though, apparently you've got no target. I'm moderately confident you do have a target. Okay, she was just out of range. Just needed to move her a tiny bit closer. So, get in with an attacker there. That was a miss. So, yeah, the bleed won't kill you. The bare minimum, yeah, we're off to a pretty solid start here. So, you've done everything you can, I would say. And I want you to stay right here. You've done pretty much everything you can as well. But you may as well move forward a bit, ready to toss the fireball out to the next spider's web. You've done everything you can as well, and I want you to stay here in case it tries to retreat. And Astarion is up next, though. He's currently standing on a simple toxin. Okay, if I just run you forward, yeah, even with the webbing, you can get into a decent position. So that's not too bad. So yeah, just move forward and... Never mind, it turns out webs just straight up immobilize you, and I definitely should have just jumped over that. Okay, we've learned something valuable about webs. And on top of that, right, while you're webbed up, your attacks are kind of terrible. So that's no good at all. Could you by any chance get over to... no, you're not in a position to toss your firebolt at that thing. Luckily, he's just got a shot at the face spider from where he is. So, 70%, a critical bloody miss. Not sure what that means, but it's probably bad. Maybe the arrow bounced off the spider and it hit him in the head. So, oh, Astarion, you're not having a good fight right now, are you? So, right. You just did some webbing, and you're about to, like, do something bad, aren't you? There's a venomous discharge, but it missed. Then you backed off over here. You're going to stay over there. Okay, I think we just got really bloody lucky, actually. But okay. Step the next. Yeah, let's bring both of you down to the ground, please. So a little bit of fire. And... not enough. Bloody useless. But okay. It's still got, like, 2 health. Potentially we could just do a normal attack, and that'll be fine. Also, John... you didn't cast a fire on this thing. That's fine, Will could cast a fire on this thing. So yes, you should definitely be using your fire spell on this. You're not hitting, no, you're not hitting Lae'zel. So a bit of fire, there we go, no longer infested, brilliant. Though I think we also just kind of maybe set Arya on fire there. Sorry, my mistake. Also, just out of interest, can I like dip a phantom psychic mega weapon into fire. Is that allowed? So, I mean, the game didn't say I couldn't do that, so I think I've possibly just set my psychic weapon on fire. Though, tragically, I can't use it this turn. So, right. Lae'zel, back over to you to actually do, you know, the real work, as always. And like I was just saying, knock this creature over, please, and gosh darn it. Well, you know what? You can't always bloody hit. That's perfectly fair. Can you maybe jump out of the fire without actually ending up on fire? You know what? I'm going to say that's probably a good thing right there. So you can't really do anything else, you can't do anything else, and you can't do anything else. But Astarion gets the next go. So he should definitely jump out of here so that he doesn't get webbed up again. Okay, he's now safe from the webs. Step the next. I want to put a fire on this thing, and I'm moderately confident you can get into a position to do this, right? And there we go, 100%, one a firebolt, and down you go. Lovely. So that's just a bit of bonus damage for you down on the ground, though not enough to kill that one, which is a shame. And yeah, that's pretty much all you could do. So, right, back over to the enemies. They're not... Oh! Hang on, did you get reinfested? I think possibly they just got reinfested. So, oh, blimey, that was a big hit. That was a really big hit. Hang on. Arya is in a bit of difficulty there. Yes, you reinfested yourself somehow. That's no good. Right, this is why we bring potions, okay? I've got 2 good potions here. So yeah, as a bonus action, I'm allowed to just straight up drink that, and that makes me feel much better. Problem is, because I'm poisoned, yeah, now I've got disadvantage on my attack, so it's going to be difficult to burn this guy down. And Will's now out of the ability to use fire. Also, it would seem one of the spiders is dead. I'm not sure why you're dead, but one of the spiders is dead. Oh, hang on, wait, what did I just do? I think I just accidentally moved to Will and didn't mean to, but as a result of that, there was like an opportunity attack. But it missed, so he's not been infested, so that's fine. Yeah, I don't really have the ability to, like, do any fire at this point. I mean, I've got, yes, flipping Arya, but she's at disadvantage. I mean, we've got to give it a go. It's my best bet to maybe... Gosh, darn it, that did not work. Maybe I should have tried, yeah, the chromatic core, because I could have used at Fire Floor. Yeah, that might have been smarter, actually. Actually, you know what? Will, your weapon may or may not be on fire right now, so get in, hit him, and... Missed. Okay, we're just missing a lot at this exact moment in time. Lae'zel, would you mind, like, not missing, and ideally, say it, knocking this guy to the ground? That'd be good, and... Right. Saved. So I think, yes, hang on, I think he was knocked prone, but I saved against being infested. So, honestly, I think that's worked out really well for me. Right, let's get Arya off, yeah, the actual spot with the toxin here, in case that helps her recover. But basically, yeah, even though they've got lots of movement, no one can really do much else. Where's the last cooking spider? Just teleported somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure where. I think it's... Oh, it's very up high at the minute. Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of round the corner from us. So actually, we might be better off just falling back and letting it come to me. Just, yeah, so we can avoid all of these surfaces by just doing a quick hop, skip, and a jump. Though... Is this safe? I think that's safe, right? And I'm not on fire. Brilliant. So when the turn there, that's fine. Over to Astarion, who can, yeah, put the Hunty McGibble onto that guy, because it just gets to move around. And can you use your... Yes, you can use your sneak attack. So this should be doing a lot of cocky damage. 21. Not bad. Not bad at all. Honestly, end your turn there, because, yeah, you're going to have to waste your turn getting up, I think. And the spider's going to have to come to us. So, okay. You are doing... Never mind, you got to do web anyway, but it didn't really hurt. And yes, you've got no choice but to dash, though now you're very on the high ground. So, okay, bare minimum. Arya's not poisoned anymore. Good. Do I? Yes, in a rather difficult to deal with a position. Okay, we now know the deal with webs, which is jump out of them to avoid, yes, having to deal with problems. And then just go in for a regular attack, and if we're lucky, yeah, this might well be enough to just finish you off right now. Lovely. We get a hit and... I forgot about the infested thing. She's got 4 turns of, yes, 2 to 8 damage. That is a lot. So hang on. Fire or acid could deal with that. Gosh darn it, I was really hoping I might have, yes, a very weak potion of, you know, acid or something. Just, you know, a little bottle of acid I could toss at her, but... Okay, Astarion does, but, like, that also does 5 to 80 damage, so I feel like shooting laser with that is not a great idea. The Chromatic Orb, meanwhile, could do anything up to 16 damage. If I just cast that at the floor here... There we go, John, you're a cocky genius. So, right. Lae'zel is now not going to take that damage. She is covered in acid, but yeah, all that means is a reduction in AC. Honestly, next to Infestation, not as bad. Now, the next question, how are we going to get up to you? Because you're no longer standing on, you know, a web where we could just burn it down. So yeah, just around the corner from you, there's some rocks that will let us climb up here. Probably, yeah, the better idea. Keep my ranged guys on the low ground, just firing up. Get Lae'zel as fast as possible up onto the high. And here we go. Despite being on the low ground, Will's still got a 50-50 chance of hitting the spider with his Eldritch Blasting, though not only did you miss, it was a critical miss. Shame on you, Will. Right, nothing more we could do with you three. Astarion is up next, though, so, yeah. What we could do is put the Hunter's Mark on you. That's a guaranteed. So if we can hit you, at least we can do some extra damage. Oh, and amazingly, despite being on the low ground, Feller of Monsters appears to be giving him advantage anyway. So, okay, you just shoot up to that guy. 22 cocky damage. Okay, Astarion, everything is forgiven after that whole, yes, confusion with the boots. So you are still going to get to one attack in here, which is... Ooh, that did have a bit of splash on it. Yeah, that's not nothing, by the way. That's not nothing at all. So, right. In a perfect world, we just need to, yeah, move and fire. We just need to find some way we can... Oh, you're poisoned now, aren't you? Yeah, disadvantage on attack rolls when already on the low ground. That can't be good. Ah, but hang on. I think that doesn't apply to spell casting. It's screwing up my ability to, like, you know, shoot you with a bow or whatever. But yeah, 55% is not terrible for a spell. And how did you manage to fail to kill the cooking spider? Okay, everybody just shoot up at the spider, please. Somebody please shoot the spider. Alright, just keep on keeping on, though. That's only 25%. Will, be a big damn hero. Gosh darn it, Will, I should never have believed in you. I feel like, yes, this will be a perfectly acceptable time to do a tiny bit of healing. Just in case you, like, you know, keep attacking going forward. We've got plenty of health potions, that's fine. And yes, spread out the team in case the spider does that again. Right, Lae'zel, you've got a 40% chance to hit with a bow, and I think you just successfully did that. Well flippin' done. Okay, so, no, guys, please stop taking damage. We're out of short rest already, aren't we? Yes, yes, we are. Okay, so... I feel like this isn't like... Oh. I was about to say I feel like this isn't a small area, and no. No, it's not. There's definitely a lot going on here. But we're not the only people to come down here. This is most definitely... not just, you know, a flipping spider's lair. Right, Astarion. I see a couple of things up ahead, so I want you going forward. Avoid the webs, loot the skeletons, grab. Basic short sword, not that exciting. However, we've got ourselves a spurred band. So, okay, when the wearer starts a turn with 50% health or less, they gain momentum. Not spectacular, but you know what? We've got plenty of ring slots. We may as well use them. Yeah, grab that too. And a journal. Okay. Possibly this might tell me something about what the cock's going on down here. And hello, Sexy. I left my homeland because I was bound to my master, and not because I chose to. Were it not for the oath I swore, I would still be home, serving the Zolkiers. That guy in the basement, last episode, he mentioned an apprentice, so, right. This must be his apprentice. Gotcha. Though potentially, yeah, this guy wasn't involved with the dodgy stuff. He was like maintaining the front of it being an apothecary. So yeah, the journal gets weirder and weirder, until eventually, the Dark Justiciars got the old bastard before the Zolks could. Now he's bleeding out, and once he's gone, I'll be free of the oath and I can go home. I'll return the Tome of Necromancy he stole. They'll forgive me then. They'll know I'm loyal. The key gem securing... Oh. The key gem. That's how we open the blatantly evil book. And that's why you're down here. You, sir, well, yeah, just coming to get the gem so you could deliver it and the book back home. Right. Which does rather suggest that, yes, I was, like, maybe planning to just, you know, naff off at this point, because this place is scary and I don't like it, but... Okay. Check the actual skeleton, and nothing on there. Right, let's just, bare minimum, make sure we understand what's going on, and that's simple toxin. We need to, yeah, jump over that, if at all possible, guys, just to check the spider for, like, a trouble. Nothing on you, bit of a shame there. So, yeah, just hop over the poison. Everybody with me, please, that's fine. So, yeah, this must be the base he was operating from before he went deeper in. So, right, we've got, oh, a burnt journal. In her form, I find ecstasy. The spell is not enough. Okay, who's the her that's being referred to? Because I don't like the sound of that. Okay, just mosey about, loot the place entirely, and more good stuff. So, oh. Immune to being in-webbed, and also, yeah, movement speed not affected by web surfaces. Okay, Astarion, you can have those. That is fine. That'll be useful for, yeah, sneaking to high spots without letting them know. Because presumably that means, yeah, you don't, like, make the noise that attracts them. Beyond that, yeah, a few more scrolls, including hilariously the scroll of a web and a flaming sphere. So, yeah, take all of that. But, yeah, just, looking out here. This appears to be a fairly large dungeon. This is not a mini dungeon like the one in the basement. Oh, and it's always a good sign when there's, yes, a bloody journal and a web-covered journal in the same camp, right in the centre of the spider caves. Like, that's a great start. So, okay, a screed on Lolth, penned in blood. However, someone's been writing over the top of it. I recall my life upon the surface with more than regret. I weep for the decades spent treading the murky waters of profanity, while my true queen waited in the shadows. Even my name, Eliot, feels foreign and foul upon my tongue. So, right. A high elf exalted by Lolth herself. My drow captors cannot fathom it, but I see their house's downfall in visions granted by the Spider Queen herself. When that day comes, when someone named Welt from an insignificant house cuts the matron mother's throat, I will escape. I will find solitude. I will worship Lolth with my very soul. So, right. Lolth is like a Spider Queen goddess of the drow. But yeah, this person who was writing, Eliot, she was a high elf. So, right, possibly this wasn't that guy's camp, the one who we just got the journal off. This is a different person who came down here. Hence, yes, the reverent writings we had a second ago. Moving on to the next book. It's time. I will forever transcend this blasphemous flesh and refashion myself in the Queen's image. No longer will I be bound to this lowly form, this base shape of organ and bone. Even the arachnomancers of Menzo Barazan shall weep at my feet, their spells so feeble and fleeting. Right, so this woman who did live in this camp, she's like turned herself into a spider monster. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. A third journal mentions, yeah, some of the loot round here. a pair of boots, and yeah, the spider silk. That'll be the spider walking boots or whatever they were called. So yeah, we've got them. And another gift, the corpse of a drow, sigil scarred upon his face. So okay, an arachnomancer, one with the power to inhabit the spider's form. So, right. That presumably is, yeah, how you turned into a spider. You found an arachnomancer, and like literally copied the magic sigils on his body onto your own. Okay, this is getting weird and creepy. Speaking of which, an ornate diagram is drawn upon the parchment, depicting a ritual of some kind. A spider and an elf sketched within overlapping circles. Transcendence is written upon it too. Right, so yeah, you definitely turned into like a giant spider monster. Got it. Oh, and this place is really big. Following, yeah, the various higher levels, I might be able to go more in this direction or up here. On top of that, yeah, there's this giant cavern in the distance. So, okay, I'm gonna say, now that we've found our way to the terrifying and nightmare spider's lair at the bottom of the well, how about we, yes, wrap up this episode right here? Yes, given the current state of the team, I feel like we might want to start next episode by having a nice break at camp. You know, long rest, get the health back, etc, etc. And we also might want to have a think about the team before we proceed any further, because, yeah, if there's going to be more of those infested creatures, we need fire, and lots of it. Which makes me think Gale might be a very good party member right about now. But yes indeed, it looks like next episode we're going to be venturing deeper and deeper into the bloody nightmare spider cavern. So hopefully you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerds, and this has been the wonderful Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you very much, and goodbye. So okay, I've been outwitted by a butterfly and beaten up by a fish.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
I didn't steal anything! I'm sorry, I touched the shoes while I was shoe shopping! Okay, I feel like I may have just, walked in on something. What about this person? Can we talk to this person?